Are we really aware of the impact social media has on our relationships? Are we really being authentic or do we have wireless connections? Stay tuned as we get locked and loaded.
Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong, and we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth.
Good night, and welcome to another episode of Locked and Loaded. We hope that you guys are good. We're excited to see you. And as you know, I am Judah, and I'm joined by
Glenn.
And Sharon.
And we just want to encourage you guys to like and share the video with your friends, let everybody know Locked and Loaded has started. You guys need to get here right now. Remember to subscribe as well. So
Hold on to them. Guys, you need to subscribe. And there's a post notification. Press the button and keep notified. Yeah, thank you. Subscribe.
He sounds very serious, guys. I think we should listen to him. You know,
I felt that in my heart.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's all a part of letting you guys get to know us better. We're just gonna share some fun facts about us. Sharon, you want to start?
Sure. Well, a lot of people don't. Well, let me not say a lot of people, but people who met me recently would not know that I am a steel panist. Yes.
What?
I didn't even know that.
I know, but now you know, Glenn.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
that's one of three instruments that I play.
Oh my gosh! Hashtag multi-talented.
Yeah.
For sure.
What about you, Glenn?
Well, I was actually going to talk about my love of food, but since we're talking about instruments, I just want to let everyone know I play the drums. Yes. So I've been off for a while, but yeah, that's what I do, and I'm back into it now. So yeah.
That's good.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't play an instrument, but I have an instrument, if that makes sense. So we could like strike up a trio because I low-key sing. So you know, we need to get this thing together, you know, like the Locked and Loaded trio. How does that
Only the
sound?
professionals.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, guys.
No problem.
All right. So as usual, we have a really cool video that is coming up, a wonderful featured music video of the night. Glenn, how about you share all about that for us?
Guys, okay, we got a genre song that we're gonna show shortly. I want you guys to try to guess which song we're gonna be showing. You got 5 seconds. See? Well, since no one can guess, it's friends and family. So yep, we're gonna show that video now.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
When I wake in the morning, lift my eyes to the hills. Tell the Father I'm grateful for my life, my friends and family He gave. I'm learning life is so simple. I'm learning life is a gift. I recognize the value of life is not what I have, but the things I give. So I go live in love, let love live in me. And I ask for the Father's heart so I can see the truth. And every single human being, you're a king, yes, you're a queen. But firstly, you're my friends and family. Thank God for my friends and family. Every man is my father, and every boy is my son. Little girl, you're you're my sister, and Miss Lady, you're my mama. When I look at the stranger, the homeless man in the street, I understand that he's just like me and deserving of love, so I do it. So I go live in love, let love live in me. So I ask for the Father, Son, so I can see my and every single human being. You're a king, yes, you're a queen. But firstly, you're my friends and family. Thank God for my friends and family. I'm so grateful 'cause you are a blessing. Thank God for my friends and family. No matter what life may take us through, I'm so grateful for you, my family. I'm so grateful for you. I thank God for you, my family, my family. I thank God for my friends and family, my family, my family. I thank God for you. Thank God for my friends and family. I'm so grateful 'cause you are a blessing. You're my brother, my sister. Thank God for my friends and family. Oh, yeah. Thank God for my friends and family.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Light up and shine, yeah. If you know ready for your change, wanna hear me now? Me put a fire to burn. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Welcome back, guys, to Locked and Loaded. That was John Yard with Friends and Family. That song is so awesome. I love it. I love it so much. What do you guys think?
I was in the background dancing. I don't know about y'all, but I was definitely dancing.
Same.
I had a party, a whole party.
Good party.
It's a really good song.
Yeah, and I just want to remind you guys to share this live stream with your friends. Make sure your comments state, ask us questions in the live chat. Share it everywhere, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Twitter, and everywhere, guys. And just stay locked on, and we have an interesting discussion for you guys tonight. Sharon, you have something you would like to talk about with us this evening?
Yes, so I have two things. I just want to go over the Pure Music Challenge that was just brought up after the music video. So the Pure Music Challenge challenges us to listen to music, or rather not listen to music that promotes violence, hatred, sexual immorality, greed, materialism, revelry, drugs, alcoholism, selfishness, idolatry, lewdness, and abusive language. So that's a lot of stuff, but it also provides music. There is music that does not have in any of these things. We're trying to encourage you to listen to pure music, to fill your minds with good things, as is said in Philippians 4 verse 8. So yes, the Pure Music Challenge, you can see that on Echo Nation's Instagram page, which we invite you to follow. So yes, the Pure Music Challenge. And secondly, I'm going to give you the tip of the week. I'm going to introduce that now. And the tip of the week is reminding us on how we can deal with unwanted social contact online.
Social media has become a huge Social media has become a huge part of our lives. We share photos, like photos, comment on photos, and we connect with others, whether old friends or sometimes we make new ones. It can be very fulfilling, but we can't disregard that there's some negative aspects where the people that we really don't know who can be communicating with us and send us some confusing messages. Well, here are some ways that we can deal with unwanted social contact while online. Specific to Instagram, under our profile settings, we can change our privacy. The default is for our accounts to be public, but when we change our accounts to be private, we ensure that only our followers see the content that we post. And even sometimes, if we aren't comfortable with certain followers that we have, we can restrict those accounts so that they only see certain content that we post. You can also block some Instagram accounts as well as mute others when you don't want to receive notifications from them. Now, even when our accounts are private, we may receive requests that can be pretty uncomfortable. So you can choose whether to ignore. We can block the Instagram account, which stops that person from finding us on Instagram on a whole, or we can take the extra step and report that account. You just need to follow the prompts from Instagram, and they'll do their best to ensure that they provide as safe an environment for all Instagram users. Now, Snapchat is very similar in relation to each friend that we have. You can choose whether you want to report them, block them, or remove them from your contact list on a whole. And there are many other social media sites that allow us to block, report, and delete unwanted contacts or followers. And it's not just specific to the fun social media. You can do it for Facebook, Gmail, LinkedIn, and more professional accounts. So remember, social media is very important for us, but it's important that we take charge of our social media use and feel as free and as comfortable as we can from unwanted social contact. So have fun, do your work, be enjoyable, and be enjoyed by others. But just ensure that you are as safe as possible while communicating with people that you feel comfortable with.
Okay, yes. So that was the tip of the week.
A really good tip too.
Yeah. Guys, have you ever had to do any of those things?
A couple times.
A couple times. I could talk to like more. See that word block? That was my favorite social media action to do.
Wow.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to do it anymore. Realize.
Good.
But yeah, it's definitely a good thing to know so that we safeguard ourselves. Even as we were talking about that last week in the last episode, Rated PG Dangers Exposed. If you haven't seen that episode, you can definitely go watch that on our YouTube channel. And this tip follows nicely from that because there's a lot that we need to be wary of as well.
That's true.
Yep. So next we have What's the Vibe, where we're going to be showing some young people's views on a question. And Judah, what is that question?
That question is, how is social media impacting our relationships? I'm trying to do suggestive eyebrows, but it's not working.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the question. And we're going to hear some views from young people all across Barbados and what they thought about that question. We encourage you also to share your responses and let us know that you're here. If you're in the feed, say hi, let us shout you out, and so on.
Yep.
And we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth.
Tough question, and there really is so much I can say on this, but what I'll share is this. Social media in itself is not doing anything, but rather our misusage of it with respect to how long and when that is damaging our relationships. For example, person talkative is trying to share something with person social media, but they're so engrossed in TikTok or Instagram or that fifth attempt at this voice note that they completely miss what person talkative is trying to share. And in that moment, they damage the relationship by saying this: what is going on my phone is more important than my relationship with you.
As with most things, social media and how it impacts our relationships depends on how it's being used. But for the most part, I think that social media positively impacts our relationship because it gives us the opportunity to connect with others and meet people even that we didn't expect to meet, forming new relationships, whether professional or personal. Also, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, it's really showing how strong relationships are because, well, the census is if you don't hear somebody on social media, you probably figure, well, I'm not on their radar. But if you do hear your friends and you do connect with them, it could be something very encouraging and something that would definitely build your relationships.
So as it relates to communication on social media, it can be a tough thing to navigate at times because words that are typed don't necessarily convey the meaning that you intend them to. A person could say, I hate you, and that can be interpreted a whole host of different ways. You could say, I hate you. You could say, I hate you. Or you could say, I hate you. And yes, we use the all caps or whatever else the case is. And emojis, I guess that's why they were invented, but it doesn't always convey the meaning. Even voice notes is no substitute for things like facial expressions and gestures, so it can be a tough thing to communicate clearly over social media.
So I think social media can impact relationships both positively and negatively. On the positive side, I think it is great for connecting with persons you don't see on a day-to-day basis. You know, you can encourage each other, you can chat with each other, share good content, stuff like that. And then on the negative side, I think that it can create a false reality of what a relationship looks like or what it should look like, and that could impact the way how persons view their relationships going forward.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Wow, that's some deep stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those were definitely loaded. See what I did there? See what I did right. For sure, because I mean, there's so much that was said, so many cool opinions that were shared. And I want to ask you guys definitely what you think. But before we go any further, we absolutely must give a huge shout out to Red Boy, who's the artist behind that fantastic theme song you would have been hearing in our promos and all that, Voice of the Youth. So shout out to you, Red Boy. Thank you so much. This song is awesome. So what do you guys think about what we just heard?
Well, I really love what Rashina said. It's all about how social media is being used. You know, it's basically a tool. So it's what we do with it. It's not doing anything to us. It's what we do with it that is impacting other people. And
Right.
also, I like when they were saying that the people that would be on their phones and be on social media, and you're trying to communicate with them, but they're so engrossed in what they're doing that they're hardly paying attention to what's going on around them. And then so many things come out of that, but we're going to get into that later. Sharon, what do you think about those videos?
I love those responses. I mean, they were so diverse and they touch like exactly what we plan to touch later on. But one thing that I like what Rachel said, like when she kind of compared it, where it's that, you know, you can share good content with people, but then on the flip side, it creates this like false reality of what a relationship should be, and then we can sometimes like transfer the opinions of our like online relationships to face-to-face relationships, which could cause problems. And it's a lot, but yeah, like social media is like a tricky thing.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think we have to maintain the balance with, which I think is something that we've been saying pretty much in every single episode. Like, it's a really a balancing act, you know. There are positives and negatives, and we need to just find a healthy middle ground. And we definitely want to say thank you to everybody who sent in their responses and so on. And we saw you guys, we saw you guys in the comments as well saying good night. So shout outs to you too. Just about now, before we get into the DM, as usual, we have the challenge of the week. Let's talk about that. So, this week, the challenge is to present a handwritten note to someone you value. Yes, we said handwritten. We did not say send a new note. We did not say send a GIF. We said send a handwritten note. And I mean, this is a challenge for sure, because we don't usually use pen and paper. Like, if there's even apps on your phone that are called notes, that's all digital. And the real meat of the matter here is that we want everyone to get sentimental. Let's bring that back, you know. Of course, convenience is a fabulous thing to have with social media in terms of communication, but we really want to touch base with those that we value, whether they're in our household with us or somebody else. You could drop off the letter on your way to the supermarket, because we're not telling you break curfew, okay? All right, good. And things like that, you know. So is this something to challenge us to share some love, some tangible love that you can hold in your hand in a form like a handwritten note? I know some of us would have already done the challenge. Sharon, Glenn, did you guys? How is that going for you?
Well,
I did something. I think yo, okay, all right. Yeah, I wrote my letter. It has not been transferred to the person it's intended to go to, but as you can see, here's proof that I've written something.
Right.
You might not be able to read it, but it's there. So I've done my challenge, and it was easy because I like to write. I actually love to write. I haven't done it in a while, so it was very refreshing to do. What about you, Sharon? You have a letter. Handwritten in COVID times? Yes. Yes, and more than ever, people need this
of course,
sentiment.
like you wear your mask when you go to deliver it, and you know.
Exactly. Can I write and take a picture of it? No. Write the letter and drop it off by person's house, Joshua.
So the person has it in their hand to hold.
Exactly.
It's about the extra effort that we're putting in to show that we care.
Yeah.
You know? Sharon, how was your experience with it?
Well, I wrote a letter to my grandparents. A nice, lovely letter. I know. Yeah, so I would have given that. Here it is, a wonderful letter. And look at my art. I ensured that I put my love and my smile and jumping up. So beautiful. Yeah, so that was delivered today. My father took it to them. I have not received the responses yet, but I will.
All right.
I'm looking forward. Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be complicated. Like, as Glenn was saying, you know, it doesn't have to be a 2-pager or anything like that, you know. Something as simple as just, sharing a little bit about my how I tackle the challenge. My sister lives with me, but I still wrote her a nice note, and I left it on her dresser in a cute little bag. You know those bags where you put like the candy in at weddings and stuff?
Yeah.
We have those, and I just folded
Don't
the paper.
make me feel bad now. I feel
But it's simple things like that, you know, that means so much, because it's not like a hard thing to do. Even if you can't get it to somebody, sanitize the letters. I'm not sure.
Spray the Lysol.
If the letter doesn't get ruined, of course.
From far.
But yeah, you know, it's simple. So we encourage you guys to definitely take part in that and see how you change somebody's life this week. Let us know how it goes as well.
It's true.
Yeah,
Thank
you can
you
share it
for-
on social media and use the hashtag LockXLoaded.
Yeah, and do not forget to subscribe and share this stream and like the video. And remember, you could go back and watch this video when we're finished. You can go back and watch our previous sessions as well. Guys, we are going to get into the DM. Not my DMs again, not Echo Nation DMs, but the discussion moment of the night. Guys, so let me just highlight a couple things, the positive side of social media. Could you guys imagine being in a pandemic without social media right now? Like,
That's crazy, Glenn. That's crazy.
Yeah. Guys, you're watching. Can you imagine that? Let us know your responses. What do you think?
How would you cope in such an environment?
I have to ask myself the same question because, like, it's basically it's almost all we have left to stay connected to people that we don't live with in our houses. Like our friends in group chats and so on, and even things like this. If we didn't have access to this, how could we even have something like this going on? So that's just intense,
Yeah.
And it allows us to connect with our loved ones from all over the world.
All over the world.
Family in England, my family in the US. You can connect with everybody, and even people that just a couple minutes away from you. I can't come to your house, so let me just WhatsApp call you or something. So and church services, you can watch church online.
Definitely.
Like there's so much you can do. Your group staying connected is so many positive things that you can do with social media. Sharon, what do you?
I just want to shout out Paulana. Hey, Paulana.
Hey.
Yeah, I just want to touch on church. So I have a friend who's currently in Barbados. She goes to U of T. And she was invited to like these Zoom sessions. And in the Zoom sessions, there were like church conferences. And you had people in the Zoom sessions from like all over the world just coming together. Like there were people from the US, people from a whole bunch of other places. And like this one girl was talking about the fact that she was also attending services in like Africa and Asia and stuff like that. So it's like we can even do so much, even going beyond the Caribbean.
Yep.
That's so true.
It is true. Guys, there's so many positives to social media, but sometimes we could really misuse it, and it gets to the point where we have to ask ourselves, are we really valuing the people that are around us? Or are we, hiding behind all that social media has to present to us, guys? Judah, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, because let's just be real. We love social media. It's fantastic. Like Josh was saying, you won't be able to see the person on the telephone. Like, what is a landline? I don't like what even is it? You understand? But we love these things. It definitely helps us to connect when we can't be near each other and what's not. But still, with all things, there may be, a negative side to it. And I think that comes when we overuse it, or because of the convenience of social media. It then not only does it become addictive to us, but it's like what's perfect for this? What Rachel said, the false sense of reality. Because it's so fast and it's so quick and it's so convenient, then that kind of molds over how we express ourselves to each other. And I just think that it's something that is dangerous. What do you think, Sharon?
For me personally, when I think about this question, I think about these like social media rules that we have, whereas like I send you a message, and let me say you send me a message, and I open the message, and I think the message is not deserving of a response, or I don't respond on time. Let me not say not deserving, but it's like okay, or cool, or something like that, right?
Heavy words.
And then it's like I don't respond, but this person is expecting a response. So then they feel that they aren't valued. Or if it's a case where I am busy and I am interpreting a conversation quite like an email, but you are interpreting the conversation as an instant messaging sort of thing. So because I don't respond ASAP, you don't get that response from me ASAP, you start to feel like you aren't appreciated or stuff like that. So like That's the issue with like social media, whereas face-to-face contact. If I tell you something, you know to respond to me because I'm right there. But if you're on the phone, then it's like those blurred lines where it's like, like, you understand?
Yeah. I definitely think it causes us to question a lot about valuing people, especially like what you were saying, like if we leave people on red or seen, that's the whole thing too.
A whole thing.
Is it still in 2020?
Yes, it is, man.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
I just want to apologize to anybody that I have on red currently. I am currently on a talk show, so I think you can understand why.
But yeah, so now on the whole topic of valuing people, we're about to get into a video, and we encourage you again to jump into the discussion. Tell us what you think about this video and about anything that is said right now and what your views are on the topic on a whole. Clarity is key. Love that word. Clarity.
Love it. Yeah. Can't know if you don't see.
People always in their phone. Wow, exactly.
We get into that. Yeah.
Get in there. Oh, slow reply. Crush.
Oh my gosh.
I think we better show this video, guys.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I am late. Google Maps took me the wrong way.
Oh, no worries. Have you tried Waze?
No, but you know what? I'm going to download it right now.
Yeah, it's really
Here
good.
are your martinis.
Oh, Yelp said this place has the best martinis in town, so I ordered us a couple.
No, mine. I love martinis and I'm an alcoholic. I'm totally Snapchatting this to my bestie.
I got to admit, this is the first Tinder date I've ever been on.
Me too. Good thing I didn't swipe left, huh?
Yeah.
Can I start you two off with one of our fantastic appetizers?
I have to admit, I Instagrammed your Google Plus profile pic, and everyone was like, #lucky-guy.
How did I miss your friend request?
Am I moving too fast?
No, not at all. Request accepted.
Wow, we have a lot of mutual friends.
Wow, that pic of you in Cabo 2009. I mean, whoa, Abercrombie model, abs of steel.
Oh, yeah, thanks. 15 and a half ways to cook kale and beat belly fat on BuzzFeed is a great reason.
I love BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love this Walter White acrylic print you shared.
Yeah, I think you can get it on Etsy.
I'm totally pinning it to my Breaking Bad inspirational decor board.
You don't mind, it's not too invasive if I check us in here.
Not if I can tweet about it.
I'm subscribing to you on YouTube.
I'm following you on Twitter.
I'm liking you.
I'm liking you too. Wait. I just Googled you and you're still active on Friendster? It's in the top 3 of your search results.
Well, of course I'm on Friendster.
Who's on Friendster? That's like ancient pre-YouTube era.
Well, I think maybe I'm just a loyal person. I'm not going to turn my back on something just because it's not as exciting or aesthetically pleasing as it used to be.
Well, I feel like if something isn't working and it's just getting old and withered, you need to just sack up and move on.
Well, okay. You are not the person I thought you were.
I can't believe I was thinking you could be the one to change my relationship status.
Well, my status is exactly where I want it to be, thank you very much.
Well, swiping you to the right on Tinder might just be the worst thing I've ever done.
Oh, yeah? Well, how about you take another couple hundred vines about your stupid cat?
First of all, my cat is awesome. Second of all, Waze sucks. The voice navigation system's annoying.
Your Google Plus profile blows big balls.
No one actually uses Google Plus. No wonder you only have 100 followers on Twitter.
What? I am de-tagging you.
I'm defriending you.
Well, I'm unsubscribing to your YouTube channel.
I'm unfollowing you.
I'm unliking you.
I'm unliking you too.
I'm going to block the hell out of you.
Well, guess what? You're already blocked on everything.
Oh, yeah? Well, worst date ever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, waste of...
Waste of life. Ah!
So, how about those appetizers? Some people need to learn how to communicate.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Some people need to learn how to communicate.
Indeed, they do.
Yeah, I was saying they did not make eye contact once. Not once.
Gosh.
Unreal.
It's insane.
Yeah, Danisha. Oh, crazy.
And what Emily said is so, that shakes me up because she said it's amazing how much this is us. Like, is this how we interact with each other? Even in person when we're on our phones and stuff, is that really showing value for each other, guys.
It's true.
I think that's crazy. It is definitely a thing to know that they didn't even look at each other.
No,
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
they saw each other online through pics. I definitely.
online.
Oh my gosh.
Online.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I just wanna shout out a couple people from the comment section. We have Dominique, I believe that's Dominique. Have Natasha, the Messenger, Mel, and Donisha. Thank you guys for joining the stream.
Definitely. So I have a question for y'all. Given what we just saw, the craziness that we just saw, what is it for y'all? Do you put away your phones when you're at dinner? If you go out at dinner outside of your house, post Corona or pre-COVID times? Let's think about that for a second.
I think we need to establish context because
Okay.
now I would have my phone sometimes at dinner, not all the time, but sometimes I just enjoy my food more when I'm reading something. I don't know if that's just me, but let me know if it's crazy or not. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, we could get so caught up while we doing things, while we doing instead of taking in what is around us, we get so caught up in our phones. And if you realize when you put down your phone and focus on what is around you, it's so much more fulfilling, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely
Sharon, what do you think?
I can relate to Crystal in that she said that she does it sometimes, that she'll look up, but okay, so I think when I go out, I think I kind of try to sense the environment that I'm in. So if the other people are using their phones and I realize it don't make any sense looking at the person, then I will use my phone. So
you should be the difference, Sharon. You should be the difference.
Man, sometimes I try to be a difference, but if they got a culture, right, and everybody on their phone, I can just be the one person
change
that's
the culture, Sharon.
Wow.
Hello, please don't come at me. Let's go back to the comments.
Grabbing carrots right now, babe. So please, 1000 asks, what do I do if someone is only attracted to the social media version of me?
Left them out one time.
But I have a question. Is the social media version of you not the real you?
Yeah, is it a different version?
Right. Because I guess that would determine then your response. Because if it's you, then as in if you're being your authentic self, that's a buzzword for tonight for sure, then it might not necessarily be problematic. But I guess that kind of goes back into an episode that we had, our first episode, doesn't it, guys? And that notion of, our social media.
Yeah, definitely. So if you haven't watched that, you should go and watch it.
Yeah, definitely answer your question. But I mean, this whole thing about the phones, though, in the presence, even what Joshua said when he was talking in the Vibe segment, he said that it makes the person feel like you're not really there for them, And I relate to that. Actually, I'm guilty of doing it as well. Let's just be real. But it's true, So that's something that we need to be aware of and also change up. And even in the IG poll, we see that this is a thing. Yeah, Josh was saying, yes, I put away phone during dates and similar interactions. Even if my little brother is showing me something, how sweet. Yes, give him your full attention, Joshua.
That's good.
Ashani says, I usually try to put it down because I try to think, would I like it if someone is always on their phone with me? So I try to do to others what I would like done to me.
That is amazing. Congratulations. But if I do not feel like being social, I usually am on my phone more. I understand that.
But yeah, a lot of people can relate to that, A lot of people even.
Wow. Hello, Shakaya. For me, I would stay on my phone constantly if I'm uncomfortable in a group I'm in. But I'm the type who usually doesn't use my phone. And I can she's like that. So yeah, if you're not comfortable in a situation, sometimes you might use your phone to feel more comfortable and yet still be there to support the people. So that can be somewhat valuing. If you think of it that way, like you want to be there with a person, even though you're uncomfortable. So you kind of make like this compromise where you stay, but to avoid leaving. I mean, come on, somebody could think of it that way.
We could.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it is best not to use your phone. It is best. I'm gonna say that, but I do understand that.
Yeah.
the whole thing about the phone, reality keeps coming up, even in what the messenger is saying here. Our phones have become a crutch for us to escape the reality right in front of us, or some fear we have while interacting with others. Now, what's better? You know, sis, my shirt is graveled up too. But what's better? You know, like, if we really think about it, what is better, facing our what we think is intimidating to us, or putting up a front? What should we do?
Because the more we're in our phones and the more we distract ourselves, we can't really overcome these insecurities or these fears, you know. So that's why we need to face them head on and just ease into it, you know. Like just pretend some things that your phone is not there and face that weird situation head on. You can see how much differently you would feel after that. It is very refreshing.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like we have a consensus too, because even on our IG, we would have asked the question if people feel like they're competing with somebody's phone, if the person has it on them while they're having a conversation. And 64% of people said yes, that they feel like they're competing with the person's phone, which is an inanimate object about 7 inches long. A human person is in front of us and they feel like they're competing with this thing, you know, because we have it. And that just shows like the huge impact that having our phones has on our relationships.
Yeah, that really should not be the case at all.
It's true.
So Yini, she's saying social interactions could be intimidating for some people, so their phones may be their shields. This is true.
Fair enough.
I do understand that, and I feel for those people. There are some people who, like, I understand what Glenn is saying, like, you know, come out and, you know, see, like, make that transition and you'll feel so much better. But for that person who should be trying, like, I still think that you could still try. But in the meantime, you know, like, if you feel like, you know, you won't be behind your phone, then I understand. I'm not going to say that it is right, but it is understandable.
Yeah. It's not to go. The goal is not to go cold turkey, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yourself, but you can get it done. Believe you can get it done, and it's so much more freeing at the end of it. But guys, you know, we talk about communication, and there's texting, there's calling, and then there's stream video calling. You know, people like to talk about situations and hide behind, you know, what they truly feel and use and text. When you have these serious situations, you should really be picking up the phone and calling the person.
Amen.
Because you can't really express how you feel truly by texting. People could take that out of context in so many ways, depending on their mood, how their day went, all kinds of things. So it's best, especially when you're dealing with sensitive situations, pick up the phone and call the person. Or if you can text, which I don't really advise you to, make sure you articulate yourself perfectly. And then follow up with a voice note, something. But make sure that the person that you're communicating with understands you clearly.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's something that we have to hold on to. And then even as you're talking about, you know, communicating our emotions properly are better through things where people can hear the humanness in us, like the voice notes and the calls and stuff. This makes me think about like when we celebrate each other or share things like happy birthday greetings and stuff. Do we just send the gifs? Do we just send the photo? Do we just send HBD exclamation mark? Woo!
Yeah.
And that's supposed to, you know, make somebody feel like celebrate themselves, you know, like I think that's another thing that we could think about too.
Definitely. Like my birthday was, when was my birthday?
It's
Friday. Yes. My birthday was Friday, and obviously like I can relate to these sort of things. I'm not gonna say that the people who just sent me a text alone was like they didn't care. But I did like I more appreciated the calls and the video calls. I even had one friend who would have planned a Zoom movie night party for me. Surprise. It was a surprise. Yeah. So like I think you have like it's so normal for us to just send like happy birthday and stuff like that. I even got one guy and a gospel artist to sing me. Like he sang happy birthday for me. Yeah. Yes. So I think like you also gotta look at it not just like if it's what you're doing, like yeah, I'm just gonna put HBD, but how is the person feeling? You know,
Right.
like what's gonna make the person feel the best. Paulana said, nah, you sent a big long 1 minute plus voice note screaming happy birthday.
Exactly. Because the sentiment, the real understanding of how we feel is in sharing that in a human way. Yeah, social media and the shortcuts in texting, even saying GM for good morning, which I don't really like, but anyway. Like,
I say GM for good morning. I believe I'm calling GM for good morning as well. Judah.
I mean, I'm just saying,
So,
in my personal preference.
Going forward, all right, no problem. I know that.
Because like I think it was the messenger, someone, you know, the person in the comments are saying, you know, just saying that feels like it's more effort. Just send me the gist
None at
for
all.
something as special as a birthday. Like, why not call? Why not? I mean, Ashani was saying that some people don't feel comfortable calling. Sure, okay, of course, no, is the next best thing sometimes, you know. There's substitutes for these things.
There's a lot of comments coming in.
Keep them coming.
Ashani is saying sometimes you don't know what to say other than happy birthday, to be honest. True.
I hope
Maybe
you
you can say
have
happy birthday, at least put little emojis behind it, put some exclamation marks, you know, put it in bold or italic or something, make it look special. But yeah.
Like that, hopefully that's how you're feeling.
Right.
Yeah, make sure it's an authentic feeling. Yes.
Mhm.
Before you send that message.
Okay, Echo Nation says, what about spending money and delivering postcards with handwritten notes?
Best thing ever. Send me a letter, why don't you?
I love letters, but honestly,
Effort.
it's something that you got. Some people may not necessarily appreciate it. Like, I do think it's the best, and I know that Judah thinks so as well. Glenn, do you think so as well?
Glenn.
All right, there you have it. Those are the people that exist, right? So then it's like, I may appreciate that, but if you grow up using your phone all the time, like you're so accustomed to doing that, like you see a mail where your parents tell you, oh, something came for you. Something came for me?
What is
And then you open this envelope that you feel it with your fingers, and you got a card of like, wait. For somebody my age, like, I don't think some of us will, but there are going to be some people who are not really going to identify with it in the same way or see the sentimental value as, you know, like those tangible notes and cards have.
That's true. What do you think about that, Glenn?
Yeah, cards. Nah, I love handwritten stuff, as I would have said before.
Right.
Like, it is very effective, especially if you want to get that message across and make someone feel like they're extremely important to you. When you write that letter and send it to them, they're going to feel so good about it. Like, it is something Judah has already challenged you guys to write those letters and send it to someone you appreciate. Anybody. And it's great. It's different, and that's the awesome thing about it, guys.
Right.
Make sure you do.
Yep, it sets you apart from like the normal happy birthday messages, you know?
Definitely.
Yep. So now we are going to turn to another video that we want you to watch entitled, Can We Autocorrect Humanity?
Did you know the average person spends Did you know the average person spends 4 years of his life looking down at his cell phone? Kinda ironic, ain't it? How these touch screens can make us lose touch. But it's no wonder in a world filled with iMacs, iPads, and iPhones. So many eyes, so many selfies, not enough us's and we's. See, technology has made us more selfish and separate than ever. Cause while it claims to connect us, connection has gotten no better. And let me express first, Mr. Zuckerberg, not to be rude, but you should reclassify Facebook to what it is, an anti-social network. Cause while we may have big friend lists, so many of us are friendless all alone. Cause friendships are more broken than the screens on our very phones. We sit at home on our computers measuring self-worth by numbers of followers and likes. Ignoring those who actually love us, it seems we'd rather write an angry post and talk to someone who might actually hug us. Am I bugging? You tell me, cause I asked a friend the other day, let's meet up face to face. They said, alright, what time you wanna Skype? I responded with OMG, SRS, and then a bunch of SMHs and realized, what about me? Do I not have the patience to have conversation without abbreviation? This is the generation of media overstimulation. Chats have been reduced to snaps. The news is 140 characters. Videos are 6 seconds at high speed. And you wonder why ADD is on the rise faster than 4G LTE. But get a load of this. Studies show the attention span of the average adult today is 1 second lower than that of a goldfish. So if you're one of the few people or aquatic animals that have yet to click off or close this video, congratulations. Let me finish by saying you do have a choice, yes. But this one, my friends, we cannot autocorrect. We must do it ourselves. Take control or be controlled, make a decision. Me? No longer do I want to spoil a precious moment by recording it with a phone. I'm just gonna keep them. I don't want to take a picture of all my meals anymore. I'm just gonna eat them. I don't want the new app, the new software, or the new update. And if I want to post an old photo, who says I have to wait until Thursday? I'm so tired of performing in the pageantry of vanity and conforming to this accepted form of digital insanity. Call me crazy, but I imagine a world where we smile when we have low batteries. Cause that'll mean we'll be one bar closer to humanity.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Welcome back to the show, guys.
Yeah,
That
wow.
was so interesting. I like when he said, smiling when you have a low battery. Right now, when my phone dies, I don't even care. For me, it's kind of freeing. Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of things going on, but it's like, if it dies, I'll put it in charge when I'm ready. You know, spend some time with your phone. That would be the excuse. But yeah, like, turn off your phone. I want to challenge you guys, a new challenge. Turn off your phone for an hour and just spend that time with the person that you are with currently or whatever environment that you're in. Once you don't got nothing urgent that you need to do, it should be fine. But spend that time, invest and update your character. And yeah, and you guys will see how fulfilling that feels. What do you guys think about the video, Judah?
Well, what has me the most is the part about the emojis. First of all, I absolutely love emojis. If you talk to me long enough in person, you know that I'm very expressive. So when it comes to texting, I have to send emojis so that you can kind of feel how I'm feeling. But then if we overuse it again, it becomes problematic. So
Yeah, it can. And just I want to say how I felt about the video. One thing that stuck with me is when the guy said, you know, like he asked his friend to meet like face to face, and he was like, okay, so what time do you want to Skype? Right? Like for some of us, we're just so accustomed to using, you know, like online platforms, and especially right now where we can't really meet up. That's how we're gonna be thinking. That's how we're thinking right now. So I have a question for you guys, though. I know, Judah, you would have spoken about like the use of emoji and stuff like that. Do you think that when you're like talking to people, that you're being your authentic self, like in the messages that you're sending?
Wow, it's a good question. What about you, Glenn?
Let me check my phone and let me let you know.
Oh dear.
But yeah, yeah. Like, for the most part, I believe I do. Like I believe I do. When I see something funny, I laugh, and I most 99% of the time I actually laugh out loud. So I believe I'm being my authentic self on social media. To be honest,
So me being honest,
for the
it's a
most
struggle.
part.
It's a struggle, not even a struggle. It's a struggle.
A struggle.
A whole struggle, because like it is so automatic. Like most of what happens when we try to communicate on social media, and the thing is that you can't see the person unless you're in a video call, right? So if you're just texting, you have to express whatever in response to like something that they send. But sometimes, like a GIF we saw earlier in the show, sometimes we're with a blank face but sending these balls and the ha-ha-has and the SMHs, and our faces are literally like, yeah, ha-ha-ha, lol, SMH, you know? And that's it. It is filtered.
Yes, it is.
Well,
You do get the best version of someone in person, like definitely, because you get to feed off of that like body language that and those facial expressions that are missing when you're using the phone.
Yeah, emoji cannot replace those true expressions.
Yeah. I want to see this question that Joshua, this comment that Joshua put. That's a good question, and unfortunately, it matters less how authentic you are being, and more important, how the other person interprets it. I think.
So we do it.
That's a very true statement.
Hmm.
That's a very true statement. Regardless, I am. If you need clarity,
being authentic.
Yeah.
But like, okay, what getting at, right, is like, okay, let me say Judah sent me something. Hi, Shanae. Let me just read this quickly. I think it is the fast-paced life that we now live that stops people from taking time to appreciate the simple things, human interaction. Definitely. Good night. A relationship doesn't begin or base on material things like money and phones, etc., but in the priceless, immaterial things like trust, unconditional love, transparency, honesty, etc. Now I want to hone in on those like transparency and honesty that I would have just spoken about. So like, if Judah had to send me something, right, and I disagree with Judah, and I want Judah to know that I disagree with Judah, right? Like, I think that what Judah said was really, like, I love Judah, but what she said did not make any sense at all. I want to get that message across to Judah, right? But I still want Judah to like me, and I still want Judah to be my friend. So I can add on, LOL. Do you think that makes sense? LOL. That don't make sense? LOL.
Just how you're doing it is funny. I'm laughing. But I get you, because it seems like you're not really expressing how you truly feel. Like Joshua was saying, for the other person's feeling, like we try to kind of buffer their emotions, but in turn cut ours short in how we're expressing.
Definitely. Like I think Emily said something about filtering, that we filter our, like ourselves in terms of like how we're talking to people. Is like we want to get a message across, but because of the fact that like we lacking facial expressions, we lacking body language, we're not sure how people can take it, as Joshua would have said, and stuff like that. So then we can, like add the LOLs, and it's not just adding LOLs in bad times, but also in good times where you don't really laugh. Like somebody say you something, and you're like, all right, well, this person sent this to me because they wanted me to laugh.
Right.
But I'm not laughing. But I don't want the person to think that I don't appreciate them or value them or value their content. So let me put LOL. Let me put LOL actually.
But Glenn, don't you think that's just I don't even know, like it's just detrimental to the individual and the person that is receiving the messages, that is sending back these love and the emojis that they don't really feel. Don't you think that has some kind of negative effect psychologically?
It does, and the more that you do it, the easier it would become, and then you would just keep going down the path, for a very long time. So instead of trying to spare the person's feelings and all of this, just explain, just articulate what you want to say. Send a voice. If you can't call, just send a voice note, and you can explain yourself perfectly in that voice note. Person can hear your tone of voice. You can explain more on what you think, and it's much easier, and you resolve so much conflict, from the get-go. You don't want that confusion throughout the conversation and then back and forth texting, and you go add on emojis because you don't want the person to feel bad. You don't want them to feel that you being too harsh. And you see the thing, full stops. What do you guys feel about full stops? Now I know a lot of people, say this is a punctuation thing. I've been brought up to type and write properly so I can put full stops at the end of my sentences. In our society, full stops have become aggressive
problem. Aggressive, aggressive something.
Very aggressive, and it's all based upon the person's interpretation. Because I used to view them as aggressive, but I realized some people just take like that, but I know those, those who don't. So you gotta be careful. You got some people that would send full stops because they want, they're being very serious, and you got people who just do it because it's good English.
Yeah.
When people do these things, because you gotta understand that people type differently, people communicate differently. A lot of people don't adhere to the social media rules that we have that we have created. So you gotta consider that as well.
So the messenger, they're saying, I find my interactions online to be slightly less interesting and more difficult than in person because I can't fully add who I am through text messages. That reminds me of something, because we had another Instagram poll question, and it asked the question if we prefer texting to face to face, and 100% of people said they preferred face-to-face interactions. Everybody said that.
Yeah.
Donisha is saying full stops are not a form of aggression.
All right.
She said they're not.
She said they are now a form of aggression.
Yes, they are. Like, I don't use full stops as a form of aggression. I don't. Sometimes I type them because I want to separate two sentences, and I want the person to know that I'm doing that. But there are times that you're talking to people, and if you get the message I don't know, it means I don't know. If you get I don't know full stop, that's like I don't know, or I don't know. Look at the meaning just changes completely when there's a full stop there. And it's like, why did that happen? And the fact that it goes that way, it's that way for some people, but not that way for others, that makes the whole communication thing all jumbled up, and you can't really understand it.
Right. Like you said,
someone just said people don't like long voice notes. That is true. I don't like long voice notes either. So for anybody out there who's in my contacts, I don't like long voice notes.
Oh dear.
But it's true, because people like to send these 11-minute voice notes, and it's like, why? Summarize what you want to say.
Okay.
If anything, separate the voice notes. Send
separate
minute by minute, or at least 3 minutes at a time. But don't send a voice note that's 24 minutes.
But you know what? Let me defend voice noters, right? You are saying that calls are good, right? But if the person doesn't want a call, but you don't want text, then you gotta find out compromise, which ends up being voice notes. Right. So that's like ultimately the problem with social media, because like in social media it's like, okay, I gotta see if this person wants to text me. So if it's like text to text versus like I want text but you want call, I want voice call but you want video call. So then that's be a problem. So whereas like I want to call but you don't want to call, all right, I can send my voice notes. But then you decide you don't want to listen to my long voice notes. So
this is so confusing. It just sounds so complicated just now. It just sounds so complex. Like what happened to basic communication?
Yeah.
And like some people understanding who you're talking to.
It's true.
You know, make life simple.
We are getting a whole host of comments. Just want to thank you all for participating. We're trying our best right now.
For sure.
For sure.
Listen,
I
I
agree.
can't get them
I
to the
agree.
point, so yes. Wow.
Give
Fair enough.
Space.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Amen. Full stop, separate two ideas. Yeah. It's a matter of interpretation for sure. But that just goes to show that we can't fully communicate fully just on social media.
Yeah. That's
Right.
really funny.
What do you think about figuring out someone's tone through text?
You know what? I think in a case like that, right? Because for me, I've made several mistakes when it comes to tones. Several mistakes. Where like, I mean, I've had a discussion with somebody the day before, and then they message me the next day with hi with one eye. When before it used to be hi with 3 eyes. So it's like, so it's like, wait, this body's still my text from yesterday. Okay, Crystal is saying it depends on your typing style. If you type with them, it's cool. But if you don't, and we have a miscommunication going on, if you start with full stops, then I know you're being aggressive.
It's true. You gotta know who you're communicating with. That's
Right.
Yeah.
You say something like, first of all, full stop. Just clear, full stop.
And Romario saying the same thing. It takes knowing that person, then you know if they're being aggressive by using full stops or not. I know a full stop to mean just that. Yeah, like I mean, yeah. But a lot of the messages we're having right now do not contain any full stops, right? So that's like the thing. A lot of people don't use full stops. So then when you see people start using full stops and it may be a conversation that ain't happy, then I want to go back to a comment though that Christiana made. Christiana Fenty. I saw it earlier. But we do filter things in person though. Some people can't take the hard truth, period. Also, if we are closer to the person, we are more comfortable telling them whether online or in person though.
True.
Yep. So that's going back to the whole like adding the LOL and stuff like that. Like it's important that we are authentic no matter where we are, face to face or using our phones. We gotta be authentic. We gotta let people know what's going on. Len, what do you do? Like if you ever have, I know you would have spoken about like, you know, like you should do this and you should do that, but I want to know what you actually do. Because it's not to say what you should do, but like, are you a person that would employ these same like social media things, or you're more to like pick up your phone and call the person if you know like something going on or something like that?
Well, a bit of both, and it really depends on what I'm speaking to that person about. But usually on calls, I usually pick up the phone and call people. When I'm texting, it's usually about stuff that really isn't important or needs, to be articulated any, special way. So for the most part, I enjoy calls. Like I enjoy talking to people on the phone, but it also has a lot to do with the time that I have, because sometimes it could be easier just to text somebody and let them know what's going on, rather than call, because to call means you have to have that ongoing conversation. So time comes into play there as well. But yeah, for the most part, I prefer calling, even video calls. A lot of people don't like video calls, and then you pick up the phone, you call the person, and they turn off their camera talking about them, and they may look presentable. Say, all right. But yeah, like I prefer to call. I prefer the video call, and that's about it, to be honest.
Yeah, so Romario is talking about, the general use of the full stop and so on, and he would respond to that thinking that you're not finished talking instead of what else you want to say. Communication is key. That's the bottom line. I think that is the bottom line here. And all this talk about, emojis and stuff, it has me wondering about post-quarantine communication and like what relationships are gonna look like when COVID is finally done,
Yep, definitely. So here is a question for you guys, right? So during this whole quarantine time, we're on our phones. Always on our phones, right? Do y'all think that when we stop, when we can go outside and it becomes business as usual, do you think that we're going to still have this or an even greater attachment to our phones and to our devices because of this time? Or do you think it's going to be a case where because we're separated from people, as Ashani said, she can't get a hug through a phone, right? Are we going to value the presence, the physical presence of people and appreciate more being around people and, not necessarily using our phones as much? That's something that I want you guys to think about and to comment. Let us know what you think.
True. I just want to highlight a question here, guys, by Kia. She's saying, I prefer to call, but I usually ask first simply because I don't appreciate some people calling me before warning. I would sit and watch it. Then you say, oh boy.
So she's being very authentic right now. She's being very honest.
Right. Yes, she's being real. And it's true. So I guess it depends on who the person is to, that's calling. But I get a lot of calls. A lot of my friends call me, so it's not a problem. But I guess if it's somebody that I don't really talk to on calls, then it would be like, But yeah, it happens. And for the people that you don't call often, it's good to shoot them a message and say, yo, I want to call you and have a quick call or something. Don't just video call them multi blue and hi.
But yes, that's like a social media rule now. Because before this, you had phone. If I wanted you, I would just pick up my phone and call you. But it's like, I only had 2 conversations with Glenn before, and I want him urgently. So let me just send him a message.
Right. If it's a matter of urgency, then fine. You can pick up the phone and call whoever.
But then you might not answer, or you might be like, Kia.
I would answer.
You might be like, okay, what if you're like Kia? And you say, oh, this person didn't warn me, so I ain't gonna answer.
But I'm not like Kia. I am Glenn. So I pick up the phone and call and ask what. It's so funny, right? When I know a lot of people don't have landlines. I have a landline.
I have one too.
Yeah, when the phone rings, and it might not be for me, but I like to answer the phone because it's like you don't know what the person wants. Answer the person, see what they want, but the other person's like, no, please no. But I answer phones. I never know what's going on. So even if it's something very trivial the person wants to talk about, I am not lying, Dominic. I answer the phone. I don't know you're coming for me tonight, but yeah, I'm being authentic for sure.
Back to the quarantine question before we quickly wrap up. Seriously though. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, God knows when, please soon, Father, that quarantine is over and thing, right? I feel like I am going to value human interaction more. Because, for example, my father, I don't live with my dad, right? So obviously we weren't just going outside and seeing people or whatever. So I have not been able to spend that time with my father in a long, long time. And even though video calls have helped me to stay connected with him, I want to see my dad. I want to hug my dad, like Ashani is saying. I want to hug my other siblings that live away from me and stuff. And I want to spend that time with my friends and all that. I feel personally that is going to make me value that human connection more.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, I definitely think for me, my situation is a little bit different because I've been in Canada for a very long time, maybe 9 months now. So for me, it's I've been separated from my Bajan friends for a very long time. So obviously, it's landing. No, I landed. I was quarantined for 2 weeks, and then right after was when the curfew started, so I didn't get to see anybody. Yeah, so now it's like, as soon as it's done, and then make sure that everybody's safe, still wear my mask and stuff like that. But I am going to go, and I am going to truly value being around people.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn, what about you?
I cannot wait. So whoever I come in contact with, just get ready for a huge
brace yourself.
A big.
I appreciate human interaction so much. So I cannot wait until I could connect with all of my loved ones, all of my friends, all of my co-workers. Can't wait.
That's good.
Yeah. And even as our main theme tonight was wireless connections, we really want everybody to think heavily about the fact that social media and what's not, yes, we're connecting with each other, but sometimes the connection isn't actually tangible. We talked a whole lot just now about how we still feel like some things are missing and so on. And that's just it. These connections are wireless. We connect to each other via Wi-Fi and on this phone, not MySpace anymore, FaceTime, what's not. But the real substance, I think we can say, that our relationships really flourish more when we, have more human interaction. So again, we want to encourage y'all, write that note, call that person, do that video call. We're challenging you to go the extra mile, whatever that looks like for you. And definitely, we just want to encourage even ourselves to have nicer interactions with each other where we show that extra effort. So, guys, what are some things that, you would want to leave with everyone tonight before we go?
Well, firstly, always remember that social media can be good. We can use it well. There needs to be a balance, yes. There are some bad things, but we have to learn how we can overcome them. Still use them as positively as possible, whereby you still make sure that you reach out to friends, reach out to loved ones, use the opportunity to tune into church sessions, to tune into school sessions, stuff like that. It's still going to be good. Mm-hmm. So yes, remember always to do the right thing on social media. Yeah. Anything else that you guys have to add? Because we spoke about a lot of things today.
Yep. I just want to remind everybody to do not neglect to remind people around you and show people around you how much they mean to you. Even if social media is the only way you can communicate with them now, make sure you do so in the best way possible, and make sure that your communication is spotless, so that you can develop and grow in that relationship with that person. It's very important. We are on this earth with people for a reason, to communicate, to gather, to fellowship, to spend time with each other, to grow with each other. So it's very important that you guys remember to do all this stuff. Judah, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. And the authenticity is a factor for me. I mean, I would have said I struggled. So I guess this is fitting. That is my takeaway, to be authentic even while we're communicating through the means that we have, if that's just social media right now, as Glenn said, to try really hard. Practice makes permanent, in terms of being real with how you feel. If you didn't laugh out loud, you do not have to say LOL. Don't feel pressure. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm even wondering too about romantic relationship, because I know we're talking about relationships generally. Right, well, we would have talked about relationships generally, but thinking about romantic relationships, that just has me wondering. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, guys, that's a very serious topic, and we're going to be getting into that. We're going to be asking, is social media ruining our relationships? But guys, join us as we discuss that topic next week. We have a relationship expert on the show next week to help us expand on this topic. So you want to make sure that you tuned in.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Next
Don't
week,
miss it.
8 p.m. Remember to subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you know when we go live. Follow us on Instagram and share.
Yeah, definitely.
Go everywhere. because even though we've just wrapped up our discussion, we just got out of the DM, we still have the What's Trending segment coming up right after this.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Okay, fantastic. So, for our What's Trending segment, we're going to be talking about chilled vibes. So, Jude, I'm going to let you take over.
Just a big announcement. So, Chill Vibes will have been happening on Fridays. This during quarantine, we've been having lockdown edition each and every Friday. But in order for us to better serve youth groups that would have had their sessions on Fridays and wouldn't be able to come and so on, we have moved to Saturdays. How crazy is that? So Chill Vibes is gonna be this coming Saturday with Jay Prince. I know a lot of us know who Jay Prince is. The blood of Jesus. Break every chain. If you could see me dancing right now, you would understand. So tune into Chill Vibes on our YouTube channel from 7 o'clock, actually, Saturday, May the 30th, 7 o'clock, Chill Vibes, Jay Prince, DJ Rodney. As usual, it's going to be awesome. Y'all don't want to miss that either. What else is trending, Brian?
Okay, so there is something coming up on May 31st. Now, if you follow us on Echo Nation on our Instagram page, you would have seen that this would have been promoted. We have our upcoming Rivers event, a global worship experience. So it's brought to you by Higher Entertainment and Glow Entertainment. And we actually have two persons here with us that we are going to be interviewing. So I'd like to welcome KP and Kern. Welcome,
Hi.
guys.
How you doing?
So,
I'm great. So KP is from Higher Entertainment and Kurt is from Glow Entertainment. So I just want to know, just for our viewers, what is Rivers?
You want to take that one, Karen, or you want me to go? You could go first, and I'll follow. No problem, man. Rivers, this is a online worship event. For those of you who know High Art, we do worship events usually every year. Unfortunately, we had a really nice one penned for you guys and booked for you guys with Hillsong London, but COVID-19. So we just wanted to make sure, although we can't be gathering physically and stuff like that, we just wanted to make sure that we still feed our audience as well and give them that worship experience that they always desire as well. So we gathered some worship leaders from across the globe, and we're just going to have a fantastic night of worship come May 31st, which is also a Pentecost Sunday. So as we celebrate the gift of the Holy Spirit, we're just going to join together with each other from across the globe and worship.
Fantastic. So that's what I've been touching some of the stuff that we would have been talking about today. The fact that social media can be used positively. So even though COVID would have kind of switched up plans, we would have still now have Rivers, which allows us to come together and have a worship event that we can all attend. So yes, it is this Sunday, May 31st at 6 p.m. Now, I just want, can you go through the people who are going to be performing?
Yeah, sure. Well, the unique thing about this event is that it spreads across the entire globe. So we have ministry from Osby all the way in the US. We have Noel Robinson all the way from England. Then we have ministry from Barbados, Trinidad, all over. And for me, it's not even about the individual artists, but it's about the worship experience that is going to be, portrayed. It's going to be an experience wholeheartedly. It's going to be a holistic experience that each individual artist brings their own style into one major melting pot that everyone can communicate with, if you understand what I mean.
Right. Yes, that is amazing. It is amazing that this sort of thing can be done right now, that we can have so many people. The fact that it's online, so many people can attend. So we're going to invite you to attend this. So I see that it's going to be, we can watch it live on YouTube and on Facebook. So where exactly, where do we go to get the show?
Well, you can follow us. Go on,
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah, well, firstly, I want to encourage everyone to follow Hyatt Entertainment and Glow Entertainment on both Instagram and Facebook. First, and on YouTube. Follow the page and you'll get all the updates. But expect to see the streams, the live on YouTube at Hyatt Entertainment, as well as on Facebook at Hyatt Entertainment, as well as Glow Entertainment Facebook page. You're gonna get it there. And what I love about this, anywhere you are in the world, you can be a part of this. You're not limited to geographic. So this is the benefit of being a part of an online event. You don't have to book a hotel or a flight or anything. You just need to log in. So that's
what I
what
also love about. Go on, Karen.
Go ahead, Kippy.
No, I was saying what I also love about this event is the heart of the people who are a part of it as well. We would have reached out to these worship leaders and we would have told them the vision, given them the vision, and based on John 7:37-39, and they all latched in. And these are guys with albums. These are guys that have hectic. Well, even although we can't travel, they're still doing online worship events. They're still doing stuff and promoting their albums and singles. And they all just signed in and said, yes, I'll be a part of this. So I just love the spirit behind the event. That's why I know that the event itself is going to be even more impactful.
That's right.
Yeah, that truly is fantastic. Yeah. Judah, you were saying?
I'm just saying I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing. I'm so confident. I'm seeing some names on that poster that I can say I love those artists. Look, there's John Yard, straight from Barbados.
That's right.
Gardner, O.C. Barry. Wow, we went far. In terms of following Hyatt Entertainment and Glow Entertainment, I just want to emphasize that you look at the spelling. Hyatt is H-I-A-R-T. So Hyatt Entertainment, and then Glow Entertainment, G-L-O-W. So yes, that lineup is looking like fire. It is gonna be lit. It is gonna be popping. It is gonna be amazing. So I just want to thank both of you for coming on and speaking about it. We look forward to it, and I want all of you that are watching right now to also tune in this Sunday, May 31st, Pentecost Sunday at 6 p.m. You can follow Hyatt Entertainment and Glow Entertainment, and you can get to see the show. Fantastic. Thank you, and bless you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
No problem.
All right, looking forward to it.
All right. Stay blessed.
Bye-bye.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Ooh. So, one more thing before we get ready to go. And even as we're getting ready to wrap up, guys, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your comments. Of course, every week we love talking to you guys, really sussing out the situation as it relates to each topic that we come with every week. Thank you for coming back. To everyone who's been watching consistently, we see you. We recognize you in the comments. You're part of the Locked and Loaded family.
Yeah.
And we definitely value you. We value you.
We value you.
We want to let you know that. Yes. So even before we get ready to close, we do have one more special announcement. Glenn, you want to tell everybody what's special?
Guys, last week we have had two talented artists on the show, Jazzy and
Mark Isaac.
Woo!
They were talking to us about this challenge that they were doing called the Dancey Challenge. It looks very entertaining. I have not recorded my videos yet. My apologies. I know you guys wanted to see me dance, but I have not recorded my video. I will. I think so. I will. Guys, how excited are you about this?
Well, I'm crazy excited that the music video is finally out. Like, they would have compiled the videos of all the persons that, well, not necessarily all, but a lot of persons who would have been sending in their challenge videos and stuff got put into the music video, and that is out. I'm excited to see that. And I started learning. I didn't record myself yet either, but I started learning.
I know the
there's that.
whole thing, guys. Not to rub it in your faces, but I like the whole thing. I was so excited. So we're Locked and Loaded Dancing Edition. You know, like we're gonna share it with all of you watching. It's gonna be amazing. Glenn is gonna learn it. Glenn is going to learn it.
Go
I'm
Glenn.
gonna learn it. Yeah. They all want to see me move. No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna show the music video now, guys. So stay tuned for that.
Yo, am I? Jazzy. Where you, boy? I look into the location then now. See less. Ready? We're ready.
Yo, Jazzy, yo, Emma, we do the thing full, not semi.
Pan them case again, yo. Watch out my timeline, push a good vibes. Post a couple scripture, do a couple lives. Facebook with them, WhatsApp with them, TikTok, Insta, Snapchat with them. Still my team, bigger than a Marvel movie. Everybody marvel when the whole team moving. But keep a distance, it's better than a virus. Shake up the place like coronavirus.
Cause I gotta do this. I tell a friend them they can do this. Family and friends, let me do this. My team win and we not lose. And the spirit move. Everybody dance it, dance it, dance it. Take a friend and let me prance it, prance it, prance it. Everybody lift your hands, them up, they up, they. Get ready for the dance, we on the, we on the.
Make sure you have your Bible in your hand. Step backward and do a little dance. Dash away your problem, dash away your sin, then step forward. Say we lifting up the king. Make sure you have your Bible in your hand. Step backward and do a little dance. Dash away your problem, dash away your sin, then step forward. Say we lifting up the king.
We can dance like this weekend. It's a clean heart, clean hands on the Father. We could deep in our
Like this. Everybody clap up on a hand like this. Everybody wave up them hand like this. Everybody do a little dance like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Take a little pic with a friend like this. J Prince make with myself like this. Sorry night make we fun join myself like this. DJ Nicholas make we got it.
Everybody dance it, dance it, dance it. Take a friend and let me prance it, prance it, prance it. Everybody hands them up, they up there. Get ready for the dance, we out there, out there, we out there, out there.
Make sure you have your Bible in your hand.
I'm gonna step backward and do a little dance.
Dash away your problem, dash away your sin, then step forward. Say we lifting up the king. Make sure you have your Bible in your hand. Step backward and do a little dance. Dash away your problem, dash away your sin, then step forward. Say we lifting up the king.
Cause it's bubbling, bubbling over. Jesus love you know when bubbling over. Bubbling over like you pop up a soda. Everybody knows that I make up run it over.
We could have step to the left side, bubbling over. Step to the right side, bubbling over. Anyway, me step say bubbling over. Cup running over, cup running over.
Because it's bubbling, bubbling over. Jesus love you know when bubbling over. Bubbling over like you pop up a soda. Everybody knows that I make up run it over.
Well, Facebook with them, WhatsApp with them, TikTok, Insta, Snapchat with them. Say my team bigger than a Marvel movie. Everybody marvel when the whole team move.
Everybody dance it, dance it, dance it. Take a friend and let me prance it, prance it, prance it. Everybody lift your hands, they up, they up, they. Get ready for the dance, we out there, out there. Make sure you have your Bible and your hand. Stay backward and do a little dance. Do a little, let me do a little. Yo, Jazz.
Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Everybody like this. Freestyle was like that. Like this, like this,
like this,
like this, like this, like this.
Am I? Jazzy, Shaka Powder, no make up yourself like this. Yo, so we dancing.
Boom.
Yes, Glenn. I love the lights.
Nice.
Guys, thank you so much for joining our session tonight. It was fantastic. I love your feedback. Keep the comments coming. Yes, I got some moves. No problem. Yeah, guys. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like. Remember to share the stream. I remember you could go back and watch this video. You could watch all our episodes on Echo Nation's YouTube channel, guys.
All of them.
Guys, I'm looking forward so much to next week's video. I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are too. We're going to be talking about how social media can affect relationships, guys.
Romantic relationships.
Romantic, emphasis on romantic. Guys, it's going to be awesome. So I want you guys to tune in next week, 8 p.m. Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for joining.
Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong. And we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth. Standing up for the truth.